All right. I forgot to walk you through how to create goals. So we do have additional new features based on our the creation of our actions for each of the goals. So let me go ahead and create a goal. So let's go to goals. I'm going to create a new goal just to show you. The start date is today, March 11th. Let's say the goal is to credit repair back to over 700 by June 2026. You want to write a vision statement. The vision statement is critical to not only the system, but it's critical to your life. You want to know where you're heading and where this goal fits into where you're heading. So the overall vision is a look a year beyond, 2 years beyond. Where do you want to sit? I want to be able to purchase large investment assets to produce monthly reoccurring cash flow. Oh, I spelled things wrong. So reoccurring is one of those words. How do you spell that? But so we create the goal. Oh, and this will tell you only can have a maximum of two goals, and that's done on purpose. But this is how you would create a goal. So we do a limit of two goals because we feel like 4 weeks you need to focus your energy and focus your time on only 1 to 2 different goals, because even within those two goals is going to be various and multiple actions that align with each of those goals. So no more than two goals. But that's a look on how you create a goal. So let's go into the goals I have. Um, let's go into deploy version 2. Or let's go into lose weight. Let's go into the actions that are aligned with lose weight. So the lose 2 pounds in 4 weeks. My vision was my health goal. My vision for my life is to be in the best shape of my adulthood by November 27, 2026. This looks like me at 6'4" 235 pounds, 17% body fat. Currently, I'm at like 250 and 20% body fat. So, got some work to do. So, I started this by creating these action items for 45 HIIT workout sessions, cut out rice, bread, and pasta from my diet, drink 1 gallon of water, bike 2 miles, or run 1 mile. There's a lot of other actions I can create. So let me go ahead and create an action around meal prepping. Let's say cook 15 to 20. Cook and prepare 15 to 20 meals on Sundays for the week. So every week that's going to be a different meal because I do get tired of eating the same thing every day. So on Sundays, I should be preparing my meals for the week. That's going to take at least 15 to 20, considering I'm going to eat at least two of those meals per day. And I have two sons, so I got to think about how they're going to eat and what they're going to eat. So the urgency around this specific action, meal prep, you'll see that we added some direction in terms of when you're choosing these critical factors. The urgency, impact, and duration and difficulty are critical behavior factors that align with the ability for a person to complete an action. And we have a scoring algorithm that, and the very base and back end of our system that's related to psychology and behavioral science. and allows you to personalize your actions and the weight of your actions pertaining to that specific goal. So when we're talking about meal prep each week using Fisher Chicken, what's the urgency around that? And the idea is that urgency, rate how quickly this needs to happen to protect your momentum. 1, it can wait, or 5, it must happen soon. So this meal prepping, I would give it a 5. That needs to happen, or else I'll be off schedule on my diet. What does this action? How does this action impact? So rate how strongly this task advances your 4-week goal, aka how much does this move the needle? Does it 1 minor, 5 major? So this impacts my overall goal to lose 2 pounds in 4 weeks pretty heavily. So I'm going to give it a 5. Duration. Now, if anybody's ever meal prep, you know it takes forever. That's basically going to take your whole Sunday morning or Sunday evening to get this done. So when you're talking duration, the question is rate how much time this would require. 1 short, 5 long. Consider splitting if it's at 5. So in this is where the behavioral science comes in and personalization comes in, because meal prepping for somebody that does it all the time might not take that long, but for me, it's going to take a minute. So I'm going to give it a 3 in terms of duration. Difficulty, after I find out what I'm doing, it's not going to be too hard, so I give it a 2. So the plan points for the action of meal prep each week using Fisher Chicken is 55 points. That's the most I can score on this action. Boom. So I add the action, right? So you see the meal prep with chicken or fish. So now I'm going to go, before I leave this page, I'll show you some other things we've added. We always have the action engine where we can click the action engine suggestions and it'll give us additional scored actions that we can add to our task. And we also have action engine from chat. So this is the recommendations that they're going to be giving us throughout. So let me go to my calendar and I'll add that action to this coming Sunday. So I'll go to calendar. I'll choose the goal to lose 2 pounds in 4 weeks. I'll go to the date of Sunday, because that needs to be happen on Sundays. And I'll do that in the morning. No, I should probably do that in the afternoon because I have time to grocery shop and stuff. So I'll add the action. I'll click the time. If you see here, we also added time slots, which is kind of a big deal for us. We added time slots into our daily actions where you can put specific where you want to do this specifically in your day. Before, it was just a bucket of hours that you can put things in, but now it's allotted to a specific time. And that relates to us being able to share your calendar on your Google Calendar. So let's say I'm going to start this activity at 1 p.m. And then I'll stop cooking. Probably it'll take at least 3 hours, right? At least 2 hours. So I'm gonna put 3:30 p.m. So that's a whole afternoon of cooking. So I'll choose that meal prep goal or action. It's on afternoon energy from 1 to 3:30 on March 15th, Sunday. And we leave this open for now because that's when we complete the goal. We'll go back in here and say we completed this goal from 0 to 100%. And then it'll score our actual points against our plan points. And then at the end of the week, we'll have a fully measured week with all our actions scored and how we did in terms of performance analytics. And that is the new actions that I wanted to show you.